5-4-1. Well, it might not even be as attacking as that.
It's Spain's job to break that down, and you just feel with the quality out there on the pitch at the moment, they've got every opportunity to do that. It's all about concentration for Malta. Don't switch off early, don't encourage Spain to run riot.
Here's Juan Bernat, just behind Sarabia. Dug out and away by Caruana. Well, the head coach Ray Farougian, his pre-match media briefing was talking about how he'd studied the first 6 minutes of the game out in Sweden, last time out for Spain, and how in that first 6 minutes Spain had had something in the region of 200 passes. Sweden had had 18.
That just tells a story about how good Spain are in possession. They're renowned for it, they've been legendary for it. Go back to the trophies they've won in the past 10 or so years. The players they've had in that team who are encouraged to pass and keep the ball. Iniesta, Xavi. It's a pleasure to watch them.
And that's very tidily done to release the on-rushing fullback Juan Bernat. He has Sarabia to his left. Morata is the man in the centre. Here he is. Generosity from Morata to find Jesus Navas. He finds the defensive foot of Jurgen Pisani, and Spain have their first corner.
Beautifully done here, wasn't it? Improvisation. Not surprised to see that. So many gifted players within the squad.
Sergio Ramos so hard to contain from these sort of situations. It's come out to Sarabia. Now Morata. Collected by Thiago. Lovely interchange by the home side. They have another corner. Malta already being stretched. That came off the head of Zach Muscat. It's Jonathan Caruana who's detailed to pick up Ramos from this set piece, which Spain work back here to Sarabia. Cazorla, Jesus Navas, Rodri, nice ball in, Ramos who'd stay forward, heads it wide.
Long way out, but we all know about his prowess in the penalty box. Such a great header of the ball. I say good header, he's a great header of the ball. Put him up there with the likes of Ronaldo. I mean, Ronaldo is one of the greatest headers of the ball I've seen. Timing, how he hangs in the air, and Ramos, he's a centre half, but he is excellent.
Both writing extraordinary international stories for their Iberian neighbours. Ramos with his record-breaking appearances, not bad, 21 goals for a centre half for his 168 caps. And Cristiano Ronaldo, whose hat-trick last night took him on to 98 international goals.
And the hunger and the desire they both still have for the game of football is absolutely brilliant. It really annoys me when I see some players who don't really realise the potential. Sometimes money means a little bit more, but not with these sort of players. Ramos, the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, they love the game. They want to play it as long as they possibly can, and it's great to see that.
You don't become a great without the right attitude.
That's bandied around too often, isn't it? Legend, great. The three we just mentioned will come into that category.
You mentioned great teams, of course, of the last 10-15 years. Spain right up there, twice European champions in the last 3 times the finals have been contested. Still a little bit of a question mark over exactly what sort of Spain we're going to see at the finals. They had that Lopetegui disaster really ahead of the last World Cup, with him resigning on the eve of it. They had Luis Enrique taking charge and the desperate disaster that befell his family. Robert Moreno, his long-time assistant, taking over. Does he continue the work of Luis Enrique? Does he put his own mark on it?
I'm not exactly sure whether I would have them as one of the top favourites to win the European Championships next year. We've seen of them so far in the campaign. They've done enough, haven't they? We've said that before. They've done enough to get where they are. You just feel one of the real top teams could not take them apart, but they could easily beat them.
I think the concern is not about them going forward so much, but it's finding a partner for Ramos. That's an inviting one in from Jesus Navas. Bit of a surprise tonight in some quarters that Sergio Ramos, who you know will start come the European Championship finals, is partnered by Raul Albiol. You know what you're going to get from him. He's 34 years old. He's winning his 55th cap. Maybe a chance to have a look at another centre-half, Pau Torres, who's in the squad but on the bench tonight.
Couldn't agree with you more. It's about rebuilding this squad again, isn't it? Because Ramos is not going to go on forever. Just said Albiol 34, Navas 33. We're going to have to look beyond.
At some stage, Robert Moreno's going to have to upset a few, isn't it? It's fairly easy during what is a pretty congested qualification schedule, with 2 games a month during the opening weeks of this season anyway to rotate. When the finals come, deflection that whistle wide there. Henry Bonello far from happy with his defenders.
Really a fluke, wasn't it? Good closing down. Trying to be a little bit too clever here. Malta, you don't do that against Spain on the edge of your own box. Goalkeeper not expecting that. A little bit of panic there for a moment.
Dunstan Vela was the player who played it into Santi Cazorla. He'd be pretty relieved about that.
I mean, we don't know what the score's going to be here this evening. A lot of people would say it's going to be comfortable, sort of a game for them. You look at last night's result, you look at England scoring 7, Portugal scoring 6, and that's, I think, what you've got to do against the opposition in front of you in those situations. It'd be interesting to see how Spain do against Malta in that respect.
Well, the flip side to that argument would be what Moldova were able to do in Paris and take France all the way. They had to dig very deep to get the better of a side that are similarly ranked to Malta in the FIFA World Rankings.
Then is it all about, as I said before, teams turning up to a game they're expected to win and just take it for granted and don't really go all out to absolutely dominate and score as many as you possibly can? When I used to play, the team I played in, Nottingham Forest, when we won the European Cups, we just wanted to beat teams by as many goals as we possibly could. We never wanted to let them off the hook, and I like to see that in teams.
We don't have to look back too far. Well, we have to look back quite far, but 1983 when Malta and Spain played each other, 12-1. A somewhat suspicious scoreline in that Spain needed to win by 11 clear goals. There's a hint of conspiracy that hangs over that fixture. 9 sign of those goals coming in the second half. It was 1-1 that game after half an hour.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be Hercule Poirot to see that something might have been amiss there.
The magnifying glass is not required. Might be an extreme scoreline, but it certainly fits into the pattern of meetings, unsurprisingly, between these two. Spain have only ever won, and they've won the last 4 meetings by an aggregate scoreline of 20 goals to 1, although they did find it a little bit tricky in Valletta, didn't they, early on in the group?
Yes, they did. You have to give Malta credit for that. Made themselves difficult to be broken down.
Ramos missing out in the challenge. It's Duoco, who is leading the line, wearing number 10 for Malta. Ramos quick to take the free kick for that challenge on Cazorla.
Not happy, is he? Right, you've been found, now get on with it. Still whinging though.
Canelo off his line quickly enough.
He gets caught. It's a foul, but it's not a nasty one. Referee's given it. What else can he do?
Cap number 80 for Santi Cazorla tonight. And the fact that he's playing again at this level is a minor miracle. You may well have seen the photographs of the horrific injuries that he had, operation after operation after operation, that looked to have ended his career, but he went back to where it started at Villarreal, and here he is back in the national setup, and you wouldn't rule out him making the squad for the finals next summer.
Without a doubt, he is a player that can make things happen. He's got that ability to create.
Sarabia looking to do just that. Jesus Navas, another in his 30s, who I'm sure will be on the plane to wherever it is that the draw sends Spain.
It's really interesting. We've only got 14 minutes, and Spain have thrown quite a few balls in the box already. In wide areas. They're not renowned in the past for doing that. They've always played through and around teams. Because Morata's in there. That's lazy, that is. You can see right across the line. He's offside. It's poor.
That's Ray Farougia. Perhaps a surprising number of changes actually to this Malta side tonight. A lot of the established names left on the fringes. I don't think we probably expected Michael Mifsud to start at the age of 38. He did start the last game.
Please like the video and subscribe the
Greg,
channel.
who have been starters more often than not over the last few games. Joseph Sarafa as well. He's made great stall of the fact that he's trying to take Malta on and see them evolve, and the same names on the team sheet for them for a long time.
Yeah, I like to see that. Just looking through the team, there's a lot of younger players in there.
The task don't come much bigger than this, and here's Morata. Going to tee up Rodri. You can see how many bodies they've got behind the ball, Malta. Like 6 or 7 struggling on the edge of that penalty area when Spain close in.
Please like the video. I will keep live streaming.
Spain teams in midfield of old have always been very patient, haven't they? We mentioned Xavi and Iniesta. You have to. But has this team now got the guile to get through teams on a regular basis, and they're really packed in defence?
There's a little bit of space here for Sarabia. It's a good ball in. Ramos trying to meet it, and Santi Cazorla may well have got a touch too. Thiago also in the mix. It's
Possibly the best moment of the game so far. Nicely spread wide. Good first touch. Lifts it into the box nicely. It's attacked well. The header's not particularly good, is it? Was it Ramos? No, it wasn't Ramos, was it?
It's Thiago.
Yeah. It was Ramos-ish. You didn't get those words out, but it came to nothing.
Here is the skipper. Ramos. Cazorla. Jesus Navas. Morata. He felt he was foul. The Hungarian referee Victor Kasai didn't see it that way.
He might have just tried to improvise there a little bit, Morata. Seemed to adjust his body there. I thought he might have tried something a little bit audacious at that near post, a little flick.
Thiago. It's Gerard Moreno. To Ramos. Sarabia. Bernat. Down this left-hand side is clearly hoping Robert Moreno.
Please
The,
like for
PSG
stream
club
and
mates will
keeping this
combine for
video
country.
for more live streaming. Please like.
Acceleration away there. Now, does he get fouled? No, not for me. Like I said, I thought he could have improvised there. That's where you like to see your strikers have a little trick or two up their sleeves.
The goals he scored for Atletico Madrid this season have got him back into Robert Moreno's thinking. He was left out of the last couple of windows, for one reason or another. Kept it in here, and he's got the free kick.
He did exceptionally well to keep it in, didn't he? He's convinced he didn't foul him. Was he convinced it was out? Not happy either way. Threw himself into him a little bit. Oh, was it all out? Just carried on, didn't he? Overland there.
Victor Kasai laying down the law. He's going to need to do so again. Ramos right in the thick of it.
There's a little bit of coming together before. The previous corner, yeah, trying it on, and that wasn't Ramos's fault. That was his fault.
Caruana, the man involved. Sarabia. Here's Cazorla. So many Maltese bodies back there. It's hard even with that sort of power to find a way through.
Cazorla just took a moment too long there to get the shot away. That allowed the defender just to get close and block it. Another ex-Spanish great, retired just recently, David Villa, didn't he? Going back to that fantastic side. Look here. Now look, it just delays it a little bit and allows the defender to come out. He had the opportunity to get the shot away a moment earlier, and that little split second is so important.
Sergio Ramos just having a word with the referee about the Maltese skullduggery as he sees it.
I think he was right in that instant.
Here's the man involved, Caruana. In for his suspended clubmate, Steve Borg. Morata. Cazorla, Thiago, Rodri, Navas,
but very little end product. Anello yet to be really worked, has he? Maybe 21 minutes in, 22 minutes in.
He's kept himself onside here, Morata, but Bonello out quickly and well.
Not a lot to do, but did well there. Good concentration, stays onside there. Morata, good movement, but look at the goalkeeper. Spotted the danger really quickly and was out to snuff it as well. Did well. Not a lot more Morata could do there.
Spain corner glanced on well. Zach Muscat got his head to it, but there's still defending to do. Morata has worked it in. Early enjoys himself playing against Malta, certainly in this campaign. He got two in
Morata scored.
and he opens the scoring in Cadiz. Alvaro
Spain 1,
Morata.
Malta
I'm
0.
sure that got in the back of the net at first. There's a couple of decent headers involved in this. That was a brilliant flick, absolutely brilliant. That's what you do, and then he wins it again. And there's another decent header, and Morata's onside. Ramos would have been offside. The first header was great, but look at him again. Comes and wins the second header brilliantly. Very unlike Spain goal that. From across, header, and then a little bit of a scramble, doesn't matter. Morata, delighted with that. As a striker, you don't care how you score them. Just toe poke it in. It's a goal, one way or the other.
Goal number 17
Morata
in
scored.
32 caps
Spain
for
won.
Alvaro Morata. And his first since this man on the ball, Sergio Ramos, gave him a penalty at home against Sweden to take to try and build his confidence. He's been speaking recently, Alvaro Morata, about how his time at Chelsea really drained him of that particular quality.
Well, it can do. I mean, I know for a fact, I went to Manchester United and it wasn't particularly good for me, and it can affect you.
He's working his way back for club and now for country. You really sense that this is a night where he needed to make a mark. Nearly, perhaps should have picked out Cazorla there.
He's apologising as well. Straight away you knew, you realised he should have done a little bit better.
Sergio Ramos.
You've got to feel a little bit sorry for Paul Lopez because he's had nothing to do, has he? He gets an opportunity, desperate to make a save or get involved in the game, and he's had absolutely nothing to do in the first 25 minutes.
If he does anything other than keep a clean sheet tonight, then he's failed the audition, hasn't he?
Absolutely right.
Sarabia, who's been lively in the opening 25 minutes. Jesus Navas, Thiago, Rodri. His headers played such an important part in the build-up to the goal.
They were both brilliant, to be fair. The first one, a lovely flick. But to have the awareness to go and win the second one and put it back in the area where it's going to create the goal was absolutely brilliant.
He's been playing in midfield, of course, for for Manchester City, but also at centre-half, and experience will only help his awareness of that side of the game, I'm sure. Here comes Bernat now for Spain. Lovely zip on that. Gerard Moreno not too far away from it.
That was a decent header as well. Gets a little bit lucky, but he makes the most of his luck. Deflection off the defender. He's not happy with that. He is. He'd be as delighted with a little toe poke like that as he would be with a 30-yarder in the roof of the net, believe me.
Cazorla's cross, Ramos's header! Oh, what a finish that is! Gerard Moreno blasted into the back of the Maltese net.
No, it's offside.
But the joy is short-lived. He thought he had his first goal for Spain. That man has other ideas.
Well, look at the header in the first place. Look how he gets up there. That's brilliant. Oh, not sure about that. Oh, asking the question. The header from Ramos was magnificent. It was a great save as well, to be fair.
So the scoreline remains at 1.
Not so sure about it. Neither is he.
Well, I'm sure we'll have another look at it. Here we are.
There's the header. Brilliant header. And what is wrong with that?
I'm guessing.
Morata?
Yeah.
Interfered, but I don't think he is.
But that I would imagine would be what it's been ruled out for, because he certainly wasn't offside.
I think that's wrong. I don't think he was interfering there. Keeper's made a save, and Moreno just battered it into the roof of the net. I'm baffled by some of the decisions you see nowadays. But hey, it wasn't the referee; it was the assistant. He put his flag up, wasn't it?
Here's Cazorla. Well, it might not have counted, but Gerard Moreno showing why his performances this season have earned him a place in this Spanish-started lineup. No one was talking about him at the start of the campaign, but he's right up there at the top of the La Liga scoring charts. Level with Messi, one behind Benzema.
You can see why that finish, dear me, was emphatic.
Bernat. Rodri. Sarabia. Gerard Moreno back to Sarabia, really well worked.
It's a nearly performance at the moment, isn't it? Starting to create more and more.
Thiago. Gerard Moreno couldn't prevent it going out for a goal kick.
Here it is again. Right, there's nothing wrong there, there's not a foul there, no offside there, so what's the assistant on the far side seen? Keeper's on the floor, so there's no interference whatsoever. Why is it flag gone up then? It's after it's gone in. It's a wonderful save, and there... Well, I'm still staggered by that.
Ramos. Cazorla. They'll keep possession and they'll keep on probing Spain. Malta playing on Spanish soil in a competitive game for the first time actually since 1997. That was in a World Cup qualifier. 4-0 the scoreline on that occasion. And in midfield they had a holding pair of Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique. Pep Guardiola scored the opening goal of the four that night.
Surely can't be cramped already.
He must have picked up a nod, Juan Carlos Corbalan. Don't think we're going to see any more from him this evening. Now Mikalev is the readied replacement. Another one of the next generation of Maltese players. He's 23 and he comes on to win just his second cap here. Rodri finding space and finding Navas. Morata waiting in the middle. It was cut up by Caruana.
Somebody should have gone near post there. A lot of joy down that right hand side, aren't they?
Cazorla. Rodri. Cazorla floats it up, Bernat. Retrieved by Spain. Touch on here to Sarabia. He's got a corner. Referee keeping a very close eye on that pair as they renew hostilities, Caruana and Ramos. And it comes from Thiago. Caruana's head away, Sarabia didn't quite catch it. Rodri.
Well claimed. He's done okay, hasn't he? Done hello so far. Great improvisation, isn't it? Great footwork.
Great second coming really for Jesus Navas. He's away again here. He's another, had a good few years away from the international stage. Has returned in his early 30s to become really a key part of this side. You think back to the way that Spain have played, and much of what's been good about their campaign has involved him. It was only really when he came on out in Malta that Spain were able to put that game to bed, for example.
Yeah, you did right. My concern is who are the replacements for these top players. Is coming through at under 21 level, under 23 levels.
Well, they did okay in the under 21 championship last summer, didn't they? Seems to be some sort of blockage in the pathways. And I hope we do get to see him tonight. Dani Olmo, who was called into the squad. He's playing his club football at Dinamo Zagreb. You might have seen him in the Champions League. he was plucked from La Masia by Dinamo Zagreb 5 years ago. He's a very, very exciting, talented youngster.
Perfect setting for him to come on and prove it then tonight.
It does seem, not just under Robert Moreno, but under Luis Enrique before him, a slight reluctance to stray from the tried and tested.
Again, a lot of long balls, direct balls that are just going nowhere.
Must be a strategy, mustn't it? It's not a coincidence.
No, but like I said before, there are a lot of balls coming in from wide areas that you never really saw from a Spanish team on a regular basis. Maybe it is because Morata's in there. He's 6'2", he's decent in the air. But there's been a lot of long direct balls that have just gone straight the way through. They always look better with Busquets in the side though. I think he just is that stabilising influence in there, and everybody else knows they can go and press forward and he'll be there.
Yeah.
Mr. Reliable. He does the easy thing well. 5 and 10 yards. There's another one, look. Direct, long, 40-yard pass. You know, hopeful.
There's a little bit of holding in there by Rodri.
Please like the video.
Slightly. Well, he's 6 and 2 threes maybe. Also, Rodri holding. I think people expected the scoreline a little bit different to the one we see. Only 1 goal so far. But you've got to give credit to Malta. You know, they've been disciplined.
Quite rightly mentioned that this is not an unfamiliar pattern to Spanish performances within this group. You think back to Gijón when they played the Faroe Islands, and 4-0 final score, but 2 of those goals effectively coming in stoppage time at the end of the match.
Yeah, and you just feel against the bigger teams in the tournament, the better teams will be able to cope with what they do quite comfortably, and at the other end cause real problems.
Some sides, aren't there, like Belgium, who've just blazed a trail through qualifying, scoring at will. There are others like France, and I think we can put Spain in that category, even though their record is impressive, and of course they're unbeaten, unlike France, but who have just sort of chugged through in maybe 3rd gear.
It's all right doing that, then you can flick the switch and it goes up to, you know, 2nd gear and 1st, you know, and really hit your mark at the big tournaments, but you can't
Please
guarantee
like
that.
the video.
I would think, given recent form, that France are more capable of doing that than Spain are.
Yeah, definitely.
There's the man you were talking about, sitting there, keeping warm on this fairly chilly Cadiz night.
Please guys like the video and subscribe my channel.
One of the best teams in qualifying so far have been Ukraine, which is great to see.
Please guys like my
Portugal
video
were
and
favourites to win
subscribe
that
the
group,
channel
and
for more
Ukraine
live
have
streaming.
won it, and deservedly so.
Now they're scooting forward. Moreno with an excellent touch, and not a bad finish from Santi Cazorla. Spain sprinkle the quality, and Cazorla finds a second.
Malta
Well, that's
0.
more like it, isn't it? That's what you expect to see from a Spanish perspective. Lovely interplay, great vision, great awareness, and a really class finish in the end. Some good movement there, lovely
2
layoff.
goals.
He's
and
onside,
Malta
good
0.
first touch. Makes his mind up, that first touch. Gives him the time, the opportunity. Layoff's lovely there, what a good first touch. Makes his mind up. The keeper does well, actually. Comes out there, narrows the angle, and this makes it a better finish. Just plays it past him, passes it into the back of the net, off the post. That is a Spain goal all over.
Santi Cazorla's first goal for Spain for 4 years. 4 long years where he's been right to the brink, physically and mentally, in terms of his football career, but he's back. Goal number 15 for him. Last one, incidentally, coming in Alicante against England. Sarabia.
That should have been 3, shouldn't it? Maybe the ball was a little bit too pacey for him. Is he onside? He looks close. Yeah, he just put it too far in front.
Spain 2 and Malta 0 balls.
Right foot.
Please guys, like my video and like
I think he should have gone with his right there. Slide in, yes, but try and hook your right foot around it. There's the goal. Lovely finish, isn't it? It's the first touch makes it. Composure he shows then to go and finish it. Real quality.
Still able to produce at the age of 34, the second coming of Santi Cazorla.
Guys, 15 likes and I will give you the link for the live streaming.
Offside.
It's that long ball again. Ball did come off, but gone too early. Not so sure, you know.
Guys, give 15 likes. I will give you the link of the live streaming video.
It's a little bit of a guess.
Maybe Robert Moreno has looked at the way that Malta try and play compact with those 2 banks to frustrate the Spanish passing game. Decided that a bit of variety and playing the longer balls, the diagonals you've been talking about, is their route to just unsettle them.
We saw with the second goal, that's what they're really good at. It's great defending.
Jose from Bong. The man frustrating Jesus Navas.
He's causing problem after problem down that right-hand side. Look at the pace. Bong shows their strength, desire.
Ramos. Cazorla. Thiago. Rodri. Cazorla. Sarabia's gone roaming. Rodri's come out to this left-hand side. Good variety and movement from Spain. Thiago. He picks a lovely pass here. Moreno. Aguius was back to get it behind.
That's a poor finish there. I think he could have done better there. 2 real good opportunities. Stays onside. But look at the 2 players there. He delays it a little bit too much. Doesn't really get it. Just scuffs it into the floor a little bit, and that's why I need the defender time to come and block it.
Guys,
satisfactory half, but not always a scintillating half from Spain. A 2-goal lead, the highlight of which was the one from Santi Cazorla. Could have been more. They had one ruled out for offside after Alvaro Morata had already given them the lead halfway through the first half. Everyone thought
Stay
this would be
tuned.
comfortable for Spain,
We
and
will be
that's
right
exactly
back.
how it's been after 45 minutes in Cadiz. Half-time, Spain 2, Malta 0.
Please guys subscribe the channel. We will be right back after the off time. Please guys subscribe the channel. We will be right back after the off time. Please guys subscribe the channel. Guys subscribe the channel for more videos. We will live stream more other videos. So we will be right back after the off time break. Please guys subscribe the channel. We will be after the break. We will continue the live streaming. Please guys like my video and subscribe the channel. We will continue the live streaming after the break. Please guys subscribe the channel for more live streaming. Match will be continue after the halftime break. Please guys subscribe the channel. Please guys, subscribe the channel. We will live stream after the break. And for more live streaming, subscribe the channel. After the halftime break, match will be live stream again. Match will be live stream again after the halftime break. So guys, please subscribe the channel. Guys, subscribe the channel for more live streaming. It will be continue after the halftime break.